What if I told you that the most dangerous move in Formula One this year wasn't made on the track, but in silence, behind the smoked glass doors of a boardroom in Milton Keynes? That while the world watched tire strategies, doctor zones, and driver drama, a single executive decision just shifted the balance of power in the entire sport? Christian Horner, team principal, political tactician, and architect of Red Bull's dominance, has pulled the trigger on something monumental. Not a driver swap, not a sponsor deal, but a structural revolution that threatens to turn Red Bull from a race team into a self-powered empire. This isn't a tweak, it's a transformation. And the ripple effects won't just reach the grid, they'll shake the very future of Formula One. Because when you stop depending on others for power, you start writing your own legacy. Something seismic has just erupted in the high-stakes, precision-engineered universe of Formula One, not from a misfired engine or a crash on a rainy chicane, but from the executive command of a man whose influence has quietly grown beyond the pit wall into the very DNA of the sport itself. Christian Horner, the mastermind, the strategist, the diplomatic assassin, has made a move that is already being whispered through paddocks, echoed in simulator rooms, and decoded in the boardrooms of rival teams. It's not a simple reshuffling or a routine technical update, it's a redefinition of Red Bull Racing's identity, one that signals not just ambition, but transformation. For over a decade and a half, Horner has been the calm in the chaos, the face of Red Bull's relentless rise from marketing novelty to motorsport royalty. From Vettel's dominance to Verstappen's era of control, Horner has been at the core, surviving scandals, FIA battles, and political infighting with a smile and a scalpel. But what he's just approved, an internal shift so deep it may change the structure of how Formula One teams operate, is nothing short of revolutionary. Sources inside Milton Keynes confirm that Horner has greenlit a full, no-turning-back independence for Red Bull powertrains, effectively severing the remaining technological and philosophical ties to Honda's engineering legacy. This is not a temporary adjustment. It's not a partnership evolution. It's a declaration of sovereignty. Red Bull is no longer content to be a team that wins with someone else's engine. They now intend to be their own constructor in the truest sense, designing, building, and powering every element of their racing machine from scratch. The implications are massive. If they succeed, if by 2026 they launch a reliable, fast, and cost-effective in-house power unit, they will have built the first truly vertical empire in the modern cost-cap era of Formula One, something that could tilt the entire balance of competition. Teams like Ferrari have heritage, Mercedes has precision, McLaren has ambition. But Red Bull is about to have control, total, uncompromising control. And this ambition is no accident. Horner has been laying the groundwork for years, poaching engine experts from Ferrari, recruiting top-level engineers from Mercedes Powertrains division, even securing ex-Aston Martin specialists with EV and hybrid expertise. The new facility in Milton Keynes is more than a tech center. It's a temple of self-reliance, equipped with cutting-edge dyno tech, AI, assisted engine simulation labs, and experimental design rooms designed to work in synergy with their aerodynamic program. It's a place where the chassis and engine engineers walk the same corridors, speak the same language, and chase the same objective. Dominance. Not partnership. Not dependence. Domination. But such a radical transformation doesn't come without friction. Inside Red Bull, tensions are simmering. Helmut Marko, the old lion, the kingmaker who shaped the team's talent machine, is rumored to be increasingly at odds with Horner's centralized authority. Where Marko believes in loyalty to Red Bull's wild, instinctive roots, Horner envisions a corporate industrial racing empire, tightly organized and forward-looking. The clash between their visions is more than philosophical, it's generational. Technical directors have come and gone. Recruitment strategies have shifted. Even Red Bull's once untouchable junior driver pipeline is being restructured. No longer is it just about raw talent and Red Bull bravado, it's about long-term fit, media presence, and cultural alignment with Horner's vision for a Red Bull that outlasts its current stars. And speaking of stars, even Max Verstappen, Red Bull's golden weapon, the face of its recent dominance, find himself caught in the undertow of this Seismic internal change. Whispers from team insiders suggest that Verstappen, usually kept in the loop, wasn't fully consulted on some of the new structural decisions, especially concerning the powertrain project's scope and technical direction. After the scandals and PR disasters of early 2024, Verstappen's confidence in Red Bull's internal stability has reportedly begun to waver, and while he remains publicly loyal, there's growing unease behind the scenes. The Verstappen-Horner dynamic has always been strong, but in Formula One, strength is fleeting. The Dutch prodigy is at the peak of his career, and as the sport evolves toward a new era, with 2026 regulations bringing sweeping changes to engine architecture, sustainability targets, and energy recovery systems, his priority is simple: to win. If Red Bull's bold engine venture stumbles, even slightly, it could open the door to rivals with more stable, proven infrastructure. Ferrari is resurgent. Mercedes is hungry. Aston Martin is lurking. Audi is coming. And Liberty Media's expanding vision for Formula One as a global entertainment and innovation product means more eyes, more pressure, and more demand for perfection. And in that world, even a hint of uncertainty can change everything. But Christian Horner is not playing for uncertainty, he's playing for legacy. This move to make Red Bull a true constructor is more than strategic. It's personal. It's about ensuring that his name is etched into the foundations of Formula One's future, not just as a team principal who rode the wave of success, but as a builder of empires. He sees the horizon. He sees a sport where media, tech, engineering, and branding merge, where teams aren't just racing entities, but global business ecosystems. And in that world, the ones who rely on external power units will always be one step behind. By bringing every element of the race car under one roof, Horner is future-proofing Red Bull not just for the Verstappen years, but for decades to come, with or without Max, with or without Marco, and possibly, one day, even without the Red Bull brand itself. Because let's not forget, Horner's ambitions may even extend beyond Red Bull, with increasing rumors of Liberty Media looking to expand team ownership options, new franchises entering the sport, and private equity flooding the paddock. There are whispers, unconfirmed but growing louder, that Horner may be quietly laying the foundation for an independent team structure, one that could break away or evolve separately from Red Bull in the next era. With connections deep inside F1's governance structure, relationships with global sponsors, and a track record no other team boss can match, Horner could be preparing for something even bigger, a team of his own, an empire bearing his stamp from engine block to team jacket. For now, it remains speculation. But in Formula One, speculation is often just the prologue to reality. And as the rest of the grid scrambles to analyze what this powertrain shift means, it's clear that Christian Horner is no longer content to play within the rules. He's redesigning them. In a sport defined by milliseconds, the team that controls its own power is the team that controls its own destiny. And Horner, more than anyone, understands that control isn't about the next race, it's about the next decade. The fuse has been lit. The countdown to 2026 has begun. And when the new era of Formula One arrives, it may not be the teams with the fastest drivers or flashiest liveries who dominate, but the one team that has mastered every link in the chain, from combustion to creation, from pit wall to boardroom, from vision to velocity. Red Bull Racing is evolving into something more, something unprecedented. And at the center of it all, with quiet resolve and razor-sharp intent, stands Christian Horner, the man who just changed Formula One again. If this deep dive into Christian Horner's next-level power play blew your mind, don't just scroll away. Subscribe now and turn on notifications, because what's coming next will rewrite everything you think you know about Formula One. We're not just covering race results, we're unpacking the silent wars, the billion-dollar strategies, the politics, and the personalities driving the sport's future from behind the scenes. Drop a comment below. Do you think Horner is building a legacy or going too far? And if you want more untold stories like this, from hidden feuds to off-grid engineering battles, this is the place. This isn't just racing, it's warfare on wheels. And We're just getting started.